Welcome back to Dukascopy TV. I'm Elaine Stenson. I'm joined in the studio now by Daniel Varela, who's Chief Investment Officer with Piguet Galland here in Geneva. He's joining me now to look at deflation fears in Europe. Daniel, you're very welcome to the studio.
Hello, Elaine.
So deflation, the threat of deflation has taken a firm grip on Europe, but how likely is this threat going to become a reality?
So it depends on how you define deflation. If we look to the kind of deflation we had in Japan in the 90s, with deep price falls each year and a very difficult economic situation with economic agents postponing their investments and spending because they were looking for prices fall. This is not a very likely scenario if we don't have a policy mistake or a financial accident. The most likely scenario would be one where we see each year small price decreases of between 0 and 1%.
Okay, and even though the risk of deflation is quite strong, Mario Draghi didn't cut the interest rate at the last ECB meeting, or he didn't really take any action. Do you think this was a mistake? Were you expecting him to do this?
Well, it would have been appropriate to decrease rates or to do something on the monetary policy front. But it's not really a surprise. We feel that amongst European politicians, we don't have this sense of urgency we had during the crisis. So probably we don't have sufficient consensus amongst European central bankers to act now.
And there has been widespread consensus that the ECB would open its doors to quantitative easing. Do you think that quantitative easing is the answer for Europe at this stage?
Probably yes, because we are in some kind of currency war since the crisis of 2008, during which we've seen that no country around the world wants to see its currency appreciate. In fact, we entered into a new currency war 1 year ago when the Bank of Japan decided to use quantitative easing to devalue its currency. And in some way, they are exporting their deflation problem to other countries and mainly to Europe, which has a very overvalued euro currency. So probably now, if they want to escape this deflation threat, as interest rates are so low, the only way out would be to use quantitative easing and print money.
And you mentioned Japan there a second ago, but Mario Draghi has said that he doesn't see any similarity between the situation in Europe right now and the crisis in Japan in the 1990s. Do you think he's being naive?
Well, in fact, I see some similarities. During the Japanese deflation episode during the 90s, the problem was first a real estate bubble crash. This weighed very much on Japanese banks. Then we had also some loans turning sour because of the Asian crisis at that time. And this produced some, we call that zombie banks that were not able to lend money to the real economy. Nowadays in Europe, we have seen some real estate bubble crashes in Spain and Ireland, and real estate prices going down in other countries. And what we see right now is also some troubles with some emerging countries like Turkey. So if at some point in time we have also some of these European bank loans turning sour because of emerging market troubles, that could be in a way some similarity with what we had in Japan in the 90s.
Okay, and one final question before you go. Do you think an interest rate cut is the next logical step for the ECB?
Probably yes, but they have to do something more. An interest rate cut or a negative interest rate is probably not sufficient. What is needed now is to use quantitative easing and print money.
Okay, Daniel, thank you for that, and thank you for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you.
And that's all we have time for now, but do check back later for further updates and for further interviews from the TV team. Bye for now.